Hey guys, Amy Brooks here. Today, I want to share with you a story that's equal parts heartbreaking, infuriating, and ultimately empowering. It's the story of how I caught my boyfriend cheating on me, and how I got my revenge. So picture this. It's a beautiful morning in New York City. I wake up early, excited and happy, because I've decided to surprise my boyfriend Ethan at his office. He works at this big-shot tech company called Global Tech, and I know he's been stressed lately, so I thought I'd brighten his day with his favorite comfort food. Spicy ramen noodles. I get to his office building, noodles in hand, my heart full of love and anticipation. As I approach his office door, I hear laughter. Not just any laughter. It's the distinct, flirtatious giggle of a woman. My stomach drops. I open the door and there he is. My boyfriend of 2 years sitting on his desk, getting all cozy with some blonde bimbo. They both turn to stare at me, shocked. Ethan starts stammering, "Amy? What are you doing here?" As if it wasn't obvious. As if he wasn't just caught red-handed. And then, if you can believe it, this blonde chick has the nerve to smirk at me and say, "You see, honey, Ethan doesn't want you anymore. He chose me. Now why don't you just run along?" I swear, at that moment, I saw red. I felt like I was in a movie, you know? The kind where the wronged woman just goes berserk and starts smashing things. Well, I didn't quite smash anything, but I did throw the box of noodles right at Ethan's stupid, cheating face. The noodles went flying everywhere, sticking to his shirt, his desk, and his little mistress. And then I ran. I ran out of that office, out of that building, tears streaming down my face, my heart shattered into a million pieces. I couldn't believe it. The man I loved, the man I trusted, had betrayed me in the most cliché way possible. With his secretary, in his office. It was like a bad soap opera, but it was my life. I spent days crying. I ignored calls from my friends, my family. I just wanted to wallow in my misery, you know? But then something shifted. Slowly the sadness started to turn into anger. And the anger turned into determination. I realized that I couldn't let this break me. I couldn't let him win. No, I had to pick myself up, dust myself off, and most importantly, I had to get even. And that, my friends, is when I started plotting my revenge. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, let me tell you a little more about what happened next. I did some digging, and I found out that the blonde homewrecker was actually Ethan's new assistant, Sarah. I also learned that Global Tech was on the verge of landing this massive software contract, a deal that would make or break the company, and Ethan's career along with it. And that's when a plan started to form in my mind. A plan that would hit Ethan where it hurt the most. His job, and his precious reputation. But I'm going to have to leave you hanging there for now. Don't worry, though. I'll be back with the juicy details of my revenge plot in the next video. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Let's just say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So when we last left off, I had just discovered that Ethan was cheating on me with his new assistant, Sarah. I was heartbroken. But more than that, I was angry. And I was determined to make him pay. Here's what I did. First, I created a fake email account. Then, pretending to be Ethan, I sent an email to Sarah, confessing my undying love for her and asking her to run away with me. I told her that all she had to do was steal the file for the big software contract that Global Tech was bidding on and leave the company, the day before the bid was due. And guess what? She totally fell for it. Meanwhile, I reached out to the CEO of Nexcom, Global Tech's biggest competitor. I offered to give him the bid file, but on one condition. They had to use the information to win the contract, and then fire Ethan. Of course, they were more than happy to oblige. So, the day of the big bid arrives. Ethan walks into the office, all smug and confident, only to find out that the bid file is missing and the contract has been lost. He's frantically trying to figure out what happened when the board of directors storms in, accompanied by security. They throw a file on his desk. A file filled with evidence that he's been colluding with rival companies and selling corporate secrets. The only problem? It's all fake, planted by yours truly. Ethan is shocked, speechless. He tries to defend himself, but it's too late. He's fired on the spot, his reputation in tatters, his career essentially over. As he's being escorted out of the building, he sees me standing there, watching. Amy? You did this? But why? He manages to stammer out. I just give him a cold smile and say, "Why?" "Because you broke my heart, Ethan. You cheated on me, lied to me, and now you're getting what you deserve." As I turn to walk away, he shouts after me, "You'll regret this, Amy. You're finished. You're going to pay for this." But I just keep walking, my head held high. because I knew that I had won. I had outsmarted him, beat him at his own game, and it felt good. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Amy, wasn't that a bit harsh? A bit extreme? And maybe it was. But here's the thing. Betrayal changes you. It hardens you. And it makes you realize that sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. In the end, I walked away from that experience a different person. Stronger, wiser, and more independent. I realized that I didn't need Ethan, or any man for that matter. I was enough, just on my own. And that, my friends, is the story of how I got my revenge. It's not a pretty story, but it's a real one. And I hope that by sharing it, I can inspire some of you who might be going through something similar. Remember, you are stronger than you know. You can survive heartbreak, and you can come out the other side even better than before. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for listening, and for all your support. It means the world to me. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and never let anyone dull your sparkle. Bye.